What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Show with another video. Now today we're gonna be looking at the top new gen protagonists and main characters, whatever you want to call these guys. I saw like a post that was like, which one is the best one? Let me see if I can link the post in the description or put it on the screen. But the post had a couple of notable like main characters from the newer series, and I kind of want to do a quick video. I'll talk about them and just to tell you guys who's my favorite out of all of them. So what we'll do is that I picked 5 from like the list, because I think they had Deku and stuff on the list. I'm not picking Deku. There's nothing wrong with Deku in general, but I'm just not really a fan of Deku like that. Now, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. We won't be including characters like Eren Yeager, because even though he is technically a new gen MC, actually, to be honest, I don't really know where he would rank. Not necessarily saying he would be at the bottom, but honestly, he would be very high. And it's a little bit tricky because with newer anime, I don't necessarily have a cutoff. It's just basically based off of my preferences. So when I look at like new gen anime, I'm thinking like Deku and Senku and all of those types of anime. That anime has been out for a really long time, so I'm just gonna not count it. There might be little inconsistencies with my list, but that being said, that's pretty much the only thing I'm gonna kind of point out. Eren is a great character. He's a great MC, one of the best, if not the best, on this list. For me, would probably be number 1 on this list, but you know, switch it up, we'll take him out since he's kind of older. But with that being said, let's actually talk about some honorable mentions first of all, before I name like my top 3. Alright, so I will put Midoriya in the honorable mention. He's also known as Deku. He's a boy that went from like a quirkless guy to like a hero. You know, he's a symbol of hope now, I guess. His whole journey of becoming like the greatest hero is just like a whole big roller coaster of different emotions. Like, it's fire. He's one of those characters that have like the determination and is kind of like selfless. Even though I feel like he should be selfish a little bit. This honestly why I kind of would put him as an honorable mention rather than making him straight up on the list, because I like his character in the terms of, yes, he's the good boy, you know what I'm saying, the good boy, but he's just too good. He's just too good of a good boy. So yes, he has like moments he fights with Bakugo, and then moments he stands up for himself with Bakugo, but to be honest, he just is too nice. Like, yes, they tried to give us the Dark Deku saga with a little bit of edge to him, but really in reality, he was still being too good. He wasn't being selfish at all. He was trying to save his friend's life. So passing on from him. Alright, so then for another honorable mention, we have Shinra. And I think Shinra's pretty cool. I like his character as a whole. The anime of Fire Force is a little bit tricky to kind of quantify, because it does have very irritating versions of like fan service, so it's kind of annoying in parts like that, so you kind of take away from some of the characters. I thought Shinra was a cool character. He has a really cool power. He has his thing of he smiles every time he is scared and stuff, and that's like a nice little thing to differentiate him from other people. There's not really much to say about Shinji, which is the reason why he really didn't make it on this list and is an honorable mention instead. But he's a cool character. He's like a fighter for justice, and I really like the anime that he's in, but at the same time, the anime can't take from his actual character. So then we have another one, Itadori. I like Itadori. I really do like Itadori, but I feel like, if we've been really honest with you, if you watch Jujutsu Kaisen, is Itadori really even the main character? Let's be honest. It's more like Gojo. Gojo's supposed to be like that Kakashi Sensei role, but he is absolutely loved in that show. You really just can't hate on Gojo. He's just such a cool character, but he's like cool without being annoying cool. Like Itadori, even now in this video, I'm supposed to be talking about Itadori, I just went off on a tangent of Gojo. Honestly, Itadori is kind of a boring protagonist to me. He's strong, he's super strong, super fast. It's nothing that he's done that makes me like, whoa, you know what I'm saying, this guy has the dog in him, you know. That's pretty much all I got to say about him as a whole. He's cool, but I mean, honestly, they're probably like the least memorable character on this whole entire list, even honorable mentions. We got Boruto. I don't necessarily hate Boruto, like the actual character. I hated him in the beginning because he was like a spoiled brat, but to be honest, his character was written pretty well for his dad being the Hokage. The whole point was his dad grew up with nothing, and we look at it as ungrateful, you know what I'm saying? We look at it as like, that's really ungrateful. The way he looks at it is that like, he was born into a world where his dad just doesn't pay attention to him. Regardless of what his dad goes through, he didn't know any of that. But I feel like I started liking Boruto's character more, and I feel like that is the reason why I feel like he deserves to be an honorable mention. I know people may hate the series, but if you want to be really honest about it though, let's be honest. he's not the worst main character. He went from a whiny prodigy brat to like a guy that kind of understands the pain that the Kawaki is going to and tries to include him and make him feel welcome. So I can respect Boruto for that. Last but not least, man, we're gonna talk about the one that's honorable mention on this list. The last one, that is Denji, the Chainsaw Dog guy. Now, I like Chainsaw Man. It's a very weird anime. I read the manga all the way through, so I know how the story goes. Denji just wasn't gonna make on this list. His whole character is like horn dog. Like maybe when I was a teenager or something like that, or maybe like a younger, way younger person, like I kind of understood what Denji's whole thing is, more relate to more of his character. But honestly, he just came off as way too horny. I get that that's the point, but definitely not gonna make my top 3 main character list for sure. All right, so number 3 is actually weird because I could have just did 4 or whatever. I didn't have to do top 3, but this third one is actually gonna be a tie. It's gonna be a tie between Rimuru and Senku from Dr. Stone. So basically, Rimuru is from reincarnated as a slime, and Dr. Stone, Senku is the main character. So this is the reason why I chose those two. Rimuru as a character, I didn't think I would like. I was at the point where I was hating isekai anime because they were just on TV every 5 seconds. His reincarnation into this weird fantasy world, his evolution from being just a slime to like such being a leader of a whole city was absolutely kind of amazing to watch. It was actually really good. I think when he got the city and it's like the politics behind that stuff, it reminds me of like Log Horizons, which was one of my favorite anime back in the day. Seeing all of that, seeing him like govern his people and try to become like a great leader, try to keep his people safe, I really do respect Rimuru. But the thing about Rimuru is that he's had seasons to show his characters and stuff, and like he's a cool character for that for me. While as Dr. Stone, I've really only seen the one season and read a little bit of the manga. I'm not actually caught up. The manga is actually done now, so I definitely want to go back and check that out and see what the big mystery behind everything is. But this guy is so smart. He's such a smart character. I love the way his personality in general is just like, he's not your typical scientist. He's like a mad scientist in a way. And it's crazy because not many of these characters on this list could survive in his world, even though his world is a normal world, just because they don't know science. I really do like Senku. I hope to see more of him in the next anime. But with that being said, guys, we'll move on to number 2. Now for number 2, the number 2 and number 1 is going to shock you guys. You guys are probably going to hate it. But I'm going to choose number 2 as Asta. Asta deserves to be on this list. I really do like Asta as a character. I will say, though, however, Asta and Natsu remind me a lot of each other. I'm not going to lie. Like, even looking back at Fairy Tail, I started to notice like some of the similarities between Asta and Natsu. I like Natsu as a character better, but we're talking about newer anime main characters. I really do like Asta, even though his kind of like rally speech sucks. He has other ways to kind of get you hyped in his character. Him being magicless and again anti-magic. I can't really tell you why he would be in my top 2. I just know for a fact that I really do enjoy his character. I mean, imagine being born in the world without magic. You know what I'm saying? Just your determination and grit. And the fact that he's really gym goals because all he does is really work out. He's loud, he's brash, but he's also a really interesting character in the sense that he never gives up. And not even as like the Naruto never gives up. Like his character is like deeply rooted into that philosophy. All right. So with the Asta being done, man, I really do like Asta. My first number 1 main character is Tundra. This is weird for me to say because I know a lot of you wouldn't have Tundra on your list. A lot of you prefer that Tundra be where Itadori is at because Tundra is, sort of in that retrospect. I think Tundra is good because he carries so many different things from other main characters. Like he has that tragedy. He definitely has a tragedy backstory. Like yes, Deku's past was sad, in the terms of he was quirkless in a world where you get shunned if you're quirkless. Itadori, yes, his was kind of sad. His parents are really not in the picture. They don't really mention them. And his granddaddy, died towards the beginning of the show. Denji was also very sad. And all of the rest of the characters I mentioned, not really necessarily sad, but just all around plot device. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like they have things that they need to work through. Tundra on himself, his whole backstory is tragic, not just sad. It's literally tragic. Imagine going out and coming back and finding your whole family murdered. Your little sister turned into a monster. You having to save her. I really like that motivation for Tundra. First of all, I really like the brother and sister relationship. It's to the point where it's not weird. So like I feel like a lot of anime in these era and before, the whole little sister trope is really weird to me. I mean, I'm not here to kind of shame anybody, but it's never really been my thing, and I really like the brother-sister relationship they got here. It's like they just want to protect each other. It's nothing really weird or or something attached to that. Like it's just what it is. What it is. Not only that, he's one of those main characters where I feel like he has the best of both worlds. Yes, he has compassion, because the demons that he are fighting, yes, they are monsters and they have some of their consciousness in them, but they were humans at one point, humans that were done wrong and stuff. He can actually feel compassion for his enemies. But the cool thing about Tundra, though, the thing that really drives his character above most for me, is the fact that he literally will still kill them. It does not matter if he is sad that they're going to die, he's going to finish them off. Like, it's not gonna, like, I hated that in so many other anime. Don't become friends with the bad guy. Finish them, go about your day. That is what Tundra does. Yes, he can sit there and cry, he can be compassionate for different foes and stuff, but he gets things done. And not only that, he's an amazing fighter to watch. He's also always ready for the smoke. If you go back and watch Demon Slayer, he's really be ready for the smoke. He's not a character that's like, I want to talk peace first. He comes straight at you, which is dope. So that's, for me, one thing that's going for Tundra over everybody else. So this was a quick little rundown of what characters I thought, me specifically, were great new gen main characters. I know I left some off. I know I left a lot off. So definitely tell me down in the comments below and tell me who you would have put at number 1. I'm actually curious to know your top 3. So with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video.